Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Four Horsemen Figura Obscura Jersey Devil, and here it is. And I know there have been a lot of reviews, a lot of talk online, and I'll be 100% honest, I'm not hearing a lot of good stuff about it. I'm hearing there's a lot of QC issues. They say they love the sculpt, but there's a lot of people that have complained about the kneecaps, the wings. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with an open mind. I think that it just may be people from New Jersey are crybabies. I don't really know. But anyway, here we go. You can see the big wings, Jersey Devil. And this is the nice artwork, and again, you can pop that off, and we will in a second. And here's the little story about the Jersey Devil. I know nothing about it. 100% honest, I'm here to review action figures, so I don't always know the lore, and I don't really care about the lore because, I'll say it again, I'm here to look at action figures. So, this has a nice magnet wraparound cover. Alright, so if you want to use that as your backdrop, you can. And let's be honest, all the Operation Monster Force stuff, you could probably use it for stuff like that if you want to. As for the actual figure, there he is. The best that you can see him with that nice glare. Alright, on the side we can see some more trees. It looks like maybe there's a shadowy figure there. And then we kind of get the, I believe that's the Jersey Devil right there. So anyway, I don't really want to look at this anymore. I want to open it up. I hope that it's good. I've been called like a total shill, so that I only say good things about the Four Horsemen stuff. Actually, it was Mythic Legends I was said I only say good things about. Hey, I'm just here to review an action figure. And if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's in the middle, you know, again, I'm just going to tell you what I like, what I don't like about it, so you can decide whether or not you want to invest your money into this. I've already invested it. I might as well do this and let you guys decide. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like when I drop the Four Horsemen Figura Obscura stuff, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Four Horsemen review. Alright, so quickly, behind it, you will see a map, and you have a Pennsylvania map here. You see Maryland, you got Delaware, and then you have sightings of the Jersey Devil up top there. So it's kind of showing you where all the sightings are. We have the Leeds home. It is believed that the birthplace of the Jersey Devil is the Shrouds house in Leeds Point. People who try to find it have a hard time because only the foundation and some rubble are left. So then you have the Leeds family crest. And then they give you this wonderful book that you can read through if you want to know the lore of the Jersey Devil. All right. So that's a quick little thing. This is something I really like that they do. Again, I have all of these Figura Obscura books, and I'm like, I'm going to read them eventually. And they just kind of sit there. And unlike the Masters of the Universe books, there's a few more words. So, all right, we'll get into the figure next. All right, figure is out, and as you can see, he doesn't come with a lot, but he's a big, hulking figure. So quickly, they're going to give you the stand. All right, and I think it's very easy to figure out, and I think this is a figure you're going to need the display stand, as this is going to come out, and you can raise it to where it needs to be. Now it does come with these two screws, so you can screw it down so you don't have to worry about this coming off. I'm not going to do that. I think most of you can figure out how to turn a screw, and if not, go on YouTube, you'll find something about it. Alright, so first off, we're going to start off with his hands. He doesn't have trigger fingers. You know, I'm a big fan of every figure having a trigger finger, but I don't know if you really need one on this guy. So, you can see the veins within his hands. You can see how his knuckles look, the creases, and then you can tell that they painted the nails. So he has that almost looks like a very dark purple, but it just might be the sheen. But you can see all the ripples throughout his hand, which I think looks really good. I talk about this when I do all my reviews. When you see stuff like this, if you're doing photography, you kind of see the scales to it. It really pops if you focused in on that. And you have just that little detail right there. All right. Here we have a bone. Presumably, this is his weapon, or one of his weapons at least. As you can see, it has some sort of tape around it. I think it's odd that he'd have tape, but maybe that is some sort of human flesh or something. I don't know. But as you look at it, it has some really nice detail. It is painted properly. So it's not, you don't see any paint rub throughout it. You look at the bone, and it definitely looks like a worn bone. You can tell that it's some sort of leg bone. Hell, maybe to another one of him. All right, you can see where it's going to pop into the socket. You can see how worn the crease is. That just really looks good. And then you look down here, and then you can see the wear on it. The shading that they do with the paint, this looks awesome. Then we get his, I guess his axe. This looks like it's a shoulder blade over here. I'd say this is a wing of some sort of shoulder, since it's one big piece here. But again, it has the straps, or the grip that he's somehow put on. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Maybe some old cartilage, but usually that would deteriorate. Either way, that's pretty disgusting when you actually look at it. But yeah. And then you run up here. Oh, this is all right. Those look to be teeth, but I wonder if that's part of like a wing set. Nope, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me, or maybe I can read the book, or it doesn't really matter because I'm reviewing an action figure. But either way, you have this nice detail. All these are individually painted. All right, and there's no paint rub on it. You can see the wear within the bones, all the little divots, the cracks. This looks awesome already. All right, we have one head sculpt that we'll get into, and yeah, I would assume this is maybe another one of them. So, looking at this, look at that. All the cracking. Matter of fact, I think that's how their bone structure is supposed to look. But you're missing the nose there. You can see the teeth that are still in there. All the wear, and I think it's the bone marrow that's starting to wear down. And you can see the wash on it. The eyes being completely gone. And you can pop this on them if you want. And I believe you can pop this on any Four Horsemen Studios figure. But that detail looks really nice, and so does the paint. We have the angry, screaming Jersey Devil. And I gotta say, I can't complain with this. So you got these wonderful horns. And, okay, you get a little pliability, which I like, because the stuff being too rigid, it just hurts when you try and pop it on. So I have no issues with that plastic being a little bit softer than a lot of the stuff that they'll use. But when you look here, you can see the wear in it. You can see the detail. Also the way the light shines on it. It gives it different depth and everything. And it's over on this side too, so you get the horn up here. As we come down, we can see the little mohawk spikes there and the different colors. You go through his nose, and he kind of has like a horse face, all right? So you got the big nostrils there. You get the red eyes. And you can see where the eyelids are supposed to be, and then you have these ears that just kind of fit right up underneath it. As the teeth, you can tell they're worn. I'm trying to see if some of them look... I don't think any of them look like they're broken. It's just how it is. All jagged, and again, pliable enough that it's not gonna hurt when I grab them. All right? And then you can look at that tongue, and you can see all the wear on it. Again, looks awesome. And then just kind of the highlighting of the hair there, or the fur, whatever it is, that looks awesome. I don't know how I'm not going to have that one on. Then we have his tail. All right, so we're just going to pop that into the back. We might have to heat this up. Again, heating up figures is nothing new, and it's nothing that you should get mad about, because it's just how plastic is. All right, so looking here, you can see the detail for the fur all running through it. It has just a little bit of paint highlighting it, and then it has what I would assume, again, this is very pliable, This is supposed to probably be hard, so you can probably use this as a weapon also. And you can see the holes in it. Where are the holes there? You can see the holes right there. And that's because there's a bendy wire. So if you're not using this as, say, a third leg, which I know you have to at some things, it might work. Then we have his wings, and 2 different sets of wings. And ooh, look at that, translucent plastic. Now these are hard. These are very much like the NECA wings, the NECA gargoyle wings. So, but we look here, this is where they're going to plug into. This is where people have had a lot of problems, I guess. We're going to find out. They might be just like the gargoyle wings. I mean, that's how they feel. Actually, they're a little bit softer than the gargoyle wings. All right, so as this kind of runs up, you can see what I believe is like fur or whatever, hair. You can see the different claws that come on down. And they're going to open up to about there. So they're not the shortest wings, but they're not huge either. The scales throughout the wings, you can see where well, I would assume he's had them ripped open. Just like a lot of the dragons that we see in movies and stuff like that. And then you have this nice dark color. So you can see his, I guess their fingers going all the way down for the dragons. I'm sure they have a proper name. But you can see the scales and you can see the way the color starts to change. On this side, it's a little bit more vibrant. All right. So this is going to be your outside. You can see where it's going to articulate. And you can see that this is underneath it. So technically you're looking at the wing, let's say from the outside, and you're able to kind of see through it. It's not fully transparent, but it's enough that you can get that shadow, which I think really pops. When we get to this one here, if you look at them, the holes are different. All right, the design is almost the same, just kind of mirrored, but they move the holes, so there's different holes in different spots, which is good, because let's be honest, no one wants to have the exact same holes. It wouldn't make any sense, now would it? All right. But look at the detail right there. This is technically where he's supposed to articulate. This would be your knuckles. Same right there. He's got what I would assume razor sharp talons, which you do have right there. All right. Now to our actual Jersey Devil. And we can look at the horse head, or whatever it's called. And now this one is a closed head. He's going to have the exact same thing with the antlers. Same color scheme here, same highlights. It looks really nice. They are pliable enough, as it should be. I have no problem with that. As we come around up to the head here, you kind of see the mohawk. It goes right down the nose to the snout there. You got the red eyes. You got his nice nostrils. Now you have the teeth protruding out like a warthog. All right, and he doesn't look nearly as menacing here, other than he's, I don't know, close to 9 feet tall. All the fur going down here, you can see this is where our wings are going to pop in. But the detail on the fur looks really nice. All right, when you do these little details, just like little individual cuts in here, it really gives you some depth. As we get down to his chest and stomach, this guy has been, I mean, seriously, he's hiding. So I guess all he has to do is do planks, probably do push-ups like crazy. So a nice 6-pack. We may even be at an 8-pack here. He has nipples. That will make some people happy. But you can see the striations in all the muscles, which to me means a lot. As someone who's worked out for quite some time, I like seeing the striations. It means you're paying attention to the actual anatomy. Here you have his shoulders. There's your delts, and they do stick out, so he's not just some skinny little guy. You got the nice tricep there, bicep, but you can see the veins within them. And then getting in the forearms, once again, you can see the veins right there. You can see the different bone structure, and it's on both sides. Then we get down to his little cod piece, or whatever he's wearing, his loincloth. He needs to hide, so he's not just dangling out. He's not just dangling out. All right, but it has a little bit of paint, but you can see the fur, and it's going to go all the way down into his legs. So now maybe, I'm assuming maybe he's supposed to be like this. I think maybe he's supposed to be like this. All right, where that's just part of his body, because it actually, I guess, not a loincloth or a bottom. It looks like his hair starts right from there, and it starts going all the way down. All right, as we get down to the hoofs, you can see the design in them. You can see the split. Even on the bottom, they gave you some detail. So if you want to put him in the dirt and the mud and make it look like he's walking, you can. All right. I've heard about this kneecap being a problem, and the people have had to glue it on there. We're going to find out, and we're going to take our time with this, and if I feel like it needs to be heated up, I'll stop this, go throw this in some hot water, let it heat up, and then move it around. Because he does seem tight to begin with. So his neck articulation, he can look down, he can look up about that far. He can also look side to side. All right, shoulders, he is very tight. He's so tight that, yeah, I'm not going to waste, and again, I'm not here to break figures, I'm here to review them, and I will usually do things that a lot of other people won't, but I can already feel the tightness, so I'm going to go heat this guy up, and then we'll come back and we'll get into him and see if we can get his articulation working. Alright, so heat it up in hot water, not boiling, just hot tap water, and now we'll take a look, and I'm able to move up his arm a little bit easier. Alright, so there's his T-pose. He moves up this way. I guess he just swivels at the shoulder. There's no bicep swivel. You get a 90-degree elbow turn. Can twist his arms right there. All right, this one moves fine, in and out. All right, he moves at the waist, so he can move up and down, a little side to side. All right, there's his Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now he may pop out because I heated him up. Four Horsemen are known for their swappable parts. There's his thigh swivel, and now we're going to go really softly. And I had no issues with the knee there, and no issues with the knee here. Now this is where people said they've had issues with this kneecap popping off. I didn't have it, but again, I also heated it up. All right, so here we go at the ankles. So the ankles are going to rock. You can swivel back and forth. His hooves are going to move. All right. But he is tight. Now once I heated him up, not so much. As for the wings, this was the other problem. People have said the wings are too small. This is a notorious problem for the Four Horsemen. So he's hot now. This is not. All right. And we're going to see if I can pop them in. And I think one of their problems is, you see how this sits around like this? I think it pushes it out. It doesn't allow it to snap in to how it should be. All right. So I'm able to move the wings back and forth. He's still warm. All right. Again, just some hot water. So my biggest thing is, there you go. You can move his wings up and down. They are in properly. I can see how they might pop out, but hopefully once they cool down, if you create like a groove, see, this is, okay, so this is where people are complaining, and I fully understand that. So they really don't make the wings probably deep enough, and he's also warm. So I probably need to let him cool down. I know that sounds crazy. We just spent all this time heating him up, but now his plastic is going to be, now his plastic is too soft. So it's going to take time for him to heal. Look at that. You can still actually pose him just like that. All right. As for the tail, looks like the tail goes in, not going in like that. Oh, actually it does. So the tail goes in like so. All right. And it allows you to move it. All right. So it's hidden. So I think that's the way it goes. It should not go that way. That'd be cupping his wee-wee. But I'm wondering if I need to like pop everything in here and then let it cool down. All right, because that is in all the way. That's what she said. And so bend that right there. I mean, I can see where there's some complaints. He's a very large figure that is going to require a little bit of maneuvering. So here's what we're going to do. Gosh, I can't think of any other way to do this without either putting him in cold water, which you kind of don't want to do, and letting him kind of cool down. Ooh, sorry about that. Put one hand in here. I got to give him one of his weapons, right? So his hand is, ooh, that hand is tight, and those fingernails are sharp. So, wow. I can see the frustration, for sure, trying to get this figure all together, as there's just certain things that you would think that, hey, maybe we could have done this just a little bit better. But, yeah. I'm just getting a weapon into his hand. Alright, I had to pry that open. Again, I could have used some heat, would have made it a little bit easier. But their hands normally come off pretty easily. I have a feeling these wings are going to get very loose. The same with gargoyles. So if you're used to the gargoyles, you're going to notice you're probably going to have a very similar issue. All right, as this one just kind of keeps coming out. Everyone said they're too small. I think they meant they're not deep enough. But this is a problem when you have an $80 figure, and as nice as he's designed, there's certain aspects that he should have. All right, pop off his head. Now we can put this one on if we wanted to. I honestly don't see a reason for that, unless there's something in the lore that maybe he shows up like that. I will say this guy might go perfect with that made-to-order Marvel Legends Mephisto. He might go good with the gargoyles, considering NECA's never going to make any more gargoyles, it looks like. So, I'm just trying to get this guy. Now don't worry, I won't sit here and fight and trying to get him to stand on one foot, because I think we all know that's not going to happen. But I would say right away, heat this figure up. He looks awesome. I don't even think you can complain at all with that look. It is a sweet ass looking figure. I mean, look at that thing. But I think sometimes people fall on their laurels, and they know people will buy it, and they're not engineering stuff, and all these other companies may be coming right by them and surpassing the Four Horsemen. Not in sculpt, not in detail, not in design, but maybe on how these figures actually move, and they need to just kind of move along with the rest of the high-end action figures and those companies that are doing stuff. So, all right, that's it for the Jersey Devil. Let's wrap this up. All right, so there is your Four Horsemen Figura Obscura Jersey Devil, and he's an amazingly looking figure. I think they might need some work on the stuff that I talked about, and we'll see as the figure and the wings cool down, but I feel like this is the exact same issue. I think it's the exact same issue, the tail fell off, that we have with the NECA gargoyles, and that is they didn't make the wing spot deep enough. Although I think this is a Four Horsemen issue also, but it was a whole issue with the NECA gargoyles, where after time they just start to fall down. It depends on how much you're going to play with them. Maybe if you get this in and it becomes a statue, then you're perfectly fine. But I like to play with the figures. I like to try and do photography. Wing fell off. Tail fell off. Kneecap has not fallen off, so yay. But anyway, there you go. That's my review of it. Like, you know, again, you kind of have to make your decision when it comes to these high-priced figures, and we need to speak with our wallets if we feel like it's something subpar. I think I need a little bit more time because I can still feel that he's warm, which means the plastic is still soft. But maybe once it all cools down, I'll feel completely different. And you'll know when you watch my Monday Night Toy Ramblings on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll tell you, if, hey, you know what? I messed around with him a little bit, and he's actually much better than I thought. So I'm going to get out of here. You guys have stayed a long time. I hope you got something out of this, so please take a second. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Four Horsemen review. Now, don't go anywhere. Maybe you're saying, you talked about this, but have you ever done any other ones? Well, you know what? You're in luck because I've actually done a whole bunch, and I'll leave one right up here, and down here will be a playlist of all the Four Horsemen stuff I reviewed. Take care.